I tell you right now, guys, as I am, see, I just had to make sure that the actual video itself was muted. I just gotta say, today has really not been my day. It's one of those days where I had just a lot planned to complete, and I just felt like nothing got accomplished. And my struggle just to get to this live review was insane. From me watching SmackDown to me dealing with insomnia last night and not getting much sleep, to me deciding to watch 205 Live first before I do my SmackDown review, just to have the last match, my internet streaming for the network was so bad, it was not working, that I literally had to shut off my TV and watch and rewatch that main event from 205 Live from my phone. And then I come on to here. I set up 2 live reviews. First for SmackDown, and right after that, I'm going to do my 205 Live review, which I still may do tonight, depending on how long this review goes. And then I go to start my SmackDown review, and the stinking button on the Google Hangouts for to start the broadcast was not here. I was here, the volume was here, the video feed was here, but the start button, they did not show up. Guys, I have not done this since the date my last girlfriend broke up with me. But February 19th, 2019, you know what happens when you're just not my day? You know what happens when I am super tired and I'm up here because I want to please my audience and do these reviews to make sure I do them because I have just a lot on my plate over the next day or two. February 19th, 2019, you just made the list. To anybody's birthday on February 19th, I'm sorry. But also to the Google Hangout start button. You just made the list. Also to taxes because you suck trying to figure out, especially when you're in my situation. You just made the list. And I can go on, but I need to get this one done with. But guys, what's going on? This is a Club of the Man Night 3 finally up here for my SmackDown Live review again. Last night was one of those nights where I just got no sleep, and I'm super tired. And I wanted to get this review done, this review out of the way, because again, I had a lot I need to take care of in the next 48 hours before I leave for my vacation on Thursday. But I just. Man, again, I'm tired, so I'm finally up here after just fighting with the internet and do whatever I had to do to get onto here. I should have just done this review first before I watched 205 Live, which I apologize, guys. But anyway, so I'll do this review now, and I'll take my shower, and then if I'm still waking up, I'll come up here and do my 205 Live review in about 10-15 minutes. So anyways, getting to SmackDown Live wasn't bad. I actually, enjoyed some stuff on the show. There's only one thing I can say that I really didn't enjoy, but compared to Raw, which had some stuff I did enjoy on Raw, this show actually did at least get some things rolling for Fastlane for SmackDown. Although one thing that happened on the show that I did not like, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So let's check the live chat really quick, guys. I probably will fly through this live chat again because again I'm tired. I just need to do this. Let's see here. We have Lauren and Mark. Lauren didn't think SmackDown was all that great. It was pretty lackluster. Even the main event wasn't good. Best match was definitely Black and Andrade. I love how Black and Zelina are married in reality, but she was rooting against him, which again was definitely ironic. It was the first time we've seen that happen between those two. Although SmackDown was always better than Raw for sure. Assuming Ambrose is face again, yes, I was gonna do the turn alert today, guys, but I literally ended up having no time because nothing was going my way today for sure. Mandy versus Asuka at Mania. Don't do that at Mania. Just do that Fastlane, and I'll be fine with that. But don't do that at Mania. Not yet. The crowd was definitely a lot better. Lauren gives SmackDown a C plus tonight, and Raw was a D for her. Yeah, Louisiana crowd sucked ass. Well, tonight they were in Louisiana still also, but they were in New Orleans, a crowd that actually knew how to get excited over a show, not like Lafayette, which is just god awful. Like, did Vince like mute their microphones or something? I'd never heard a crowd that quiet before. Even when like Gargano came out and Ciampa came out, Aleister Black, Ricochet, there was no reaction at all whatsoever. Yeah, again, I'll try to do the turn alert. Just a turn alert for Dean Ambrose, but again, I just have a ton on my plate to get ready before I leave on Thursday. So if I don't get to it, I'll have to wait until I get back. Unfortunately, I can't believe that either. Mark, we'll talk about that though. Shane needs to stay off TV for a while. Lauren thinks they're pushing Mandy as they're also pushing Kofi, which we'll get to that in a little bit. What's up, Elite Squad? Saying that Kofi is a legend, which he's definitely awesome for sure. I think Kofi should leave New Day and be on his own again if he's ever going to be WWE champion. And yes, he's deserving. What happened to the no more rematch clause? We should get into that also. Always love Kofi, but he needs to be on his own. New Day gimmick ruined him. I wouldn't say it ruined him. It's just ran its course in my opinion. Top 10 next week. Maybe we'll see because I'm not getting back until next Thursday afternoon. Get some sleep. Oh, trust me, I will after this. I need to get up early at 5 a.m. Oh, geez. I got to get up at like 6 on Thursday because I'm going to drop off the airport at 7. Cody should bring back his SOS theme song at WrestleMania if he does get that title shot at WrestleMania, which I'm not sure if he is now since they're giving him the match at Fastlane now. But you know, I feel like they should roll with it, at least give him the title opportunity. So I'd be cool with. I definitely would like them to do that. Maria needs to go back to the main roster. You're talking about main roster. Elite Squad claims that Maria sucks. Kofi was saying to Orton, stupid, LOL. His revenge from 9 years ago found that funny for sure. Maria definitely has done some good things for it's been better on 205 Live with Mike, but we'll get into that in my 205 Live review. As always, breaking news, Ty Dillinger requests his release from WWE. Yes, I heard about that. If I do get a chance to make a video about it tomorrow, I will make a quick video and post it on here. But again, I'm just on a very tight schedule over the next couple days, guys. Fastlane predictions, Sasha, Bailey, and Nia and Tamina. Revival versus Lucha House Party versus Team 2 Happy, Ronda versus Ruby. I don't think Ronda. Funny thing enough is Ronda so far is the only person who's saying that they're not going to be defending the title till Mania again, which I don't get why. Dean and Drew, maybe. Murphy versus Hideo, but Hideo's gone though. Kofi versus Bryan, sure. Mandy versus Sonya versus Asuka. Orton versus Styles versus Joe, possibly. Versus all the 4 contenders match, possibly. I don't blame him. They're not doing anything with him for sure. Lita and Trish versus Bailey and Sasha was teased on Bailey's Twitter, which I think should happen at Mania. Why is everyone leaving WWE? Because they're not happy, and I don't blame them. Watch Kofi win the WWE title at Mania or Fastlane. Would be awesome if he did, but if they're having the match at Fastlane, I have a bad feeling they're not going to capitalize on this whole hashtag Kofi Mania, but it would be awesome. Yes, AEW is a place to go right now for sure. AEW will soar for sure. I don't think Kofi's going to win at Fastlane. I'm worried he's not going to either. Any plans to shake up? All 4 brands will be involved. I heard that's the point of there's no GM. I can't really think of any at the moment, but again, I don't have time to really think of it right now. But I'll get to the review, guys, but I'll gladly answer those questions another time. Again, I'm sorry I'm being a little rushy and, silence again. It's just that type of day, basically. But anyways, let's get to the live review. And also, Elite Squad says there's no way that Bryan is losing before Mania, which kind of would be surprised if he did. But let's get to the review. Opening up, of course, with Shane McMahon coming out, getting a recap of what Kofi did at the Chamber last night, and then they hype up that all 6 of those members will participate in a 6-man tag match in their main event. He begins us, as always, welcoming us, and then he hypes the NXT stars from Raw last night and says he was so impressed, which, most of them had a pretty good performance. Aleister Black kind of got like the short end to stick with the match, with like a bland match with Elias. That was what it was. But he was so impressed with them that they're going to be on SmackDown tonight. But then out comes The Miz, apologizing for the interruption, but says he hasn't slept in 2 days. He needs something off his chest. He lost a tag title this past Sunday, and no matter where he goes, he can't shake the guilt. Shane took a chance of being his partner, and he knows his reputation, and he knows why he was hesitant, but he took that risk. He admits that he claims he used Shane. I'm like, oh, is this a turn right here? But he used Shane because he knew he could relate to the way he feels about his dad. When he fell injured at the Best in the World tournament, McMahon stepped in and won. And when he offered a team, Shane revealed being tag champs was his dream. And Miz says when he wins a title, he does whatever it takes to make it the most prestigious. And this time they did it together. They stood in the ring 2 days later, and Shane surprised him by bringing out his dad. And as his dad walked out, the fans chanted, Mr. Miz. And his dad said he was proud of him, that he loved him. And at this point, Miz is lost at words and says that for the first time he had ever heard his dad say that. And that was the best moment in his career and one of the greatest moments of his life. And all because of Shane. He thanks his partner and says he let Shane down, and he's so sorry. He can't change the past, but he can control the future, and he knows there's no automatic rematch clause. But after all, you are Shane McMahon, and if there's anybody that can make a rematch, it's him. And the crowd's chanting rematch, and the Miz leads the rematch chant. Then out come the Usos, who are going, whoa, whoa. Whoa! It's like if he said put him up, I would crack up because I'm like, okay, you literally just said it to the cops the other day, Jimmy. But anyways, they sound like the WWE Universe wants the rematch. There may be no rematch clause, but if Shane's just digging down deep and forgive Miz, they'll give them another shot. But let's be real. There's only one reason why he doesn't want the rematch. Because Miz is a joke. A loser, a failure, a fraud, a wannabe, A-lister with C-list skills. Things about that they say, and then they want Shane to find himself a better partner, but Shane speaks up and tells them they won't disrespect his partner like that, so the rematch is on at Fastlane. So, yeah, again, I get the rematch clauses aren't happening, but, I guess I kind of forgive it in some ways because, again, it's I know that then again they say you should have earned a rematch clause for sure, but playing into the story, even though I'm not interested in this match at all for me, we all know it's going to be Miz versus Shane at Mania. What is it again? I was going to say, oh gosh, I still kind of appreciate they're at least trying to tell somewhat of like a decent story with this as well, with with getting how the relationships with their dads involved, and of course later on, Shane revealed backstage that his dad was going to be at Fastlane for their match, which my one friend told me, would it be funny if Mr. Miz was the one who helped Miz turn on Shane McMahon, which I honestly would like to see that happen. It could bring something a little bit different to the table to see this team split up, and then just, Miz saying, he was targeting, Shane to, have someone else to pretty much, put down basically, whatnot. I don't know. Again, we'll see where this goes. Could be good, could be bad, who it is, but, so I don't know. I mean, again, I wish they would have done something like having Shane saying well, if you want to get a rematch, I want you to prove yourself to me or something like that and fight, this person. If we win, you win, we can earn a rematch or something like that. But, I kind of I'm okay with them, doing it because, the crowd wanted to and the Usos accepted, but, still, again, this kind of go against the whole no rematch clause thing, but, We then had a match with Aleister Black making his SmackDown debut, taking on Andrade Cien Almas. It was almost a year ago, in about a month, of course, where Aleister Black defeated Andrade Cien Almas at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Still my favorite takeover of all time for sure. To win the NXT Championship, and almost 10 months later, 10 or 11 months later, they're doing it again. This time up on SmackDown Live. And I thought it was definitely, a great match between the two of them. Again, this is the third match these two have had. The first one was at Aleister Black's debut at TakeOver Orlando in 2017. Last year, they faced off for the NXT Championship when Aleister Black won again. And 3 times the charm, Aleister won again in a very solid match. The crowd was chanting, of course, fight forever. But, of course, again, it was funny. This is the first time that we had seen Aleister Black in action against Andrade Cien Almas, since it was revealed to us that Aleister Black and Zelina Vega are married in real life. So I'm just like, okay, how you're rooting against your husband for the first time, basically. So Aleister Black does win the match by pinfall. Then we see Gargano and Ciampa backstage. And they're being interviewed, and Ciampa says that he knows a lot of people are meeting them for the first time, but they've made careers of defying expectations, and he loves the spotlight. Johnny adds that it's crazy to think that they went to war last year in this very building in that amazing unsanctioned match, a match they waited for 322 days ever since that turn happened. And here they are together on SmackDown, ready to show the world they're the future. The Bar roll up, and they tell them that no one cares. They should stay away from SmackDown. Sheamus and Ciampa get in each other's faces, and Gargano says they're not here to set the bar. They're here to break the bar, which gets the Bar laughing and smiling. They walk off. We see Jeff Hardy backstage, opening and closing his eyes when AJ Styles rolls up, and they pretty much, just say let bygones be bygones after what happened a couple weeks ago when they had a little argument backstage. And just concentrate on winning tonight. New Day roll up with Kofi, who has a pancake olive branch basically in hand, extending it to Styles and Kofi, who tentatively take pancakes and they all enjoy them. And apparently Big E was sitting in Xavier Woods' arms the entire time, which was definitely a little weird. So then we have a match with DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa taking on the Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro. Solid match. I still enjoyed their match with the Revival last night a little bit better. This one, last night they went all out DIY. This one wasn't quite as much. They didn't really do as much in this match. Like, the DIY super kick. You didn't see Ciampa going like, I still love that. So they didn't do quite as much. It was still solid though, but yet they get the win again. And yeah, I do kind of a little head scratch that, okay, these two still aren't, completely 100% on terms down in NXT. But right now with this whole story here, if again, apparently Triple H thinks, they should slowly warm up to some of these like bigger names for sure on the main roster. Well, these NXT stars on the main roster. That's why you're kind of slowly bringing them in and not just going all out with them. Which they've won 2 matches against 2 really solid teams. But I feel like for this week at least, I can forgive the fact that they're letting these 2 team together. This is not so much about the characters that they're playing right now in NXT. It feels more so about the wrestling ability that these 2 definitely bring, that these 2 that everyone needs to know. And also kind of those who do not know DIY, Gargano or Ciampa in general, this is kind of like having these tag matches, getting a feel of how close these guys once were before we dig deeper and showing what'll happen with them if you're not familiar with NXT basically. So again, I keep saying I can forgive the fact that they're having them team up right now and act like they're both on the same page, but I do agree that they can't do this too much more. I feel, and eventually it is going to wear off a little bit, I feel. But solid match. Again, the finish was a little bit abrupt though, having Ciampa do a roll up schoolboy pin on Cesaro to get the win, but still a solid match. We see Joe getting ready, and then we see Orton and Bryan chilling backstage as well. Then we get a video package for Ricochet, and then he'd be in action later on. And then, oh boy, man, this was the lowest point of the show for sure. So ever since Asuka beat Becky Lynch at Royal Rumble, we had not seen her since. She got Becky to tap out in a really strong match. I thought it was it's a match needed to be proved that Asuka belonged here on SmackDown in the main event scene for the women's division on SmackDown. She comes out being interviewed saying she's ready for a new challenge. She beat both Becky and Charlotte TLC. She made Becky tap out and she doesn't want to talk about them anymore. She wants to know who's ready to fight Asuka now because nobody is ready for Asuka. And of course, I put in my predictions, her and Mandy Rose. Now, my thing is again, Mandy somewhat benefited from the feud with Naomi, but somehow didn't at the same time also, because again, the whole backstory again, I thought was a little bit out of character for her. Her supposed to be coming across as some sexy blonde who is supposed to be someone that any guy would want to be with, which for sure, damn true. But then of course that thing where she lost her boyfriend for not being tough enough or whatever the heck it was just still stupid. But she kind of basically said, well, I'm ready for Asuka. I think I can take on her. So we have a match, and I don't know, the match was weird. First, we had Lacey Evans randomly interrupt and walk down the ramp and then walk back up again, which just, I thought that was going to be off of distraction. Mandy was going to get the roll-up win there. I'm just like, nah, stop. Like, that's, nah, no, not do, don't do this. And then we had like Asuka kick Mandy, like, like right by up in her, where Vicious kicks her by the temple. Mandy like faked an eye injury just to leave for her to get a weak looking roll up pin victory on Asuka. Okay, like promo skills again, Mandy's definitely been getting better, but in ring ability, she is not on any level to be pinning the women's champion of all people, Asuka, again, who just got Becky Lynch to tap out almost a month ago. It was weak. It made Asuka look bad. I mean, you could have given, obviously, I predicted too the plans for, Fastlane, give Asuka a title opportunity against Mandy Rose, which again, I'd have a Fastlane than WrestleMania, because I still don't think, Mandy Rose is ready to face, Asuka for the title at WrestleMania. It's not really a WrestleMania match. That's like taking, James Ellsworth and putting him in a world title match at WrestleMania. I'm sorry, Mandy Rose is not ready yet to be fighting for the championship at WrestleMania. I'm kind of glad they didn't have Carmella cash in at WrestleMania, because I didn't think, I want to give her a shot as champion, but I didn't think, she had built up that big enough to have like that big WrestleMania moment like Seth Rollins though did. That's why, of course, it worked so well for him. But yeah, they could have done this better. They could have had like, Mandy wants to have like, number one contenders match or something like that, or I don't know, something, but just to pin the champion clean, just without any distractions. Well, except for, a little spew about, faking the eye injury. It just looked weak. It was stupid. And yeah, that's the way we're going to, you're not building up Mandy Rose. You're bringing down your champion also. So that was stupid there. We then have Charlotte being interviewed, showing her bruises from what Becky did with the crutch on Sunday. She said that Becky made things worse by constantly showing up, and she's the most selfish person she knows. If she does it again, she'll be arrested for criminal trespassing and be thrown in jail, and what anybody wants. It's a one-on-one match at WrestleMania between her and Ronda, and it's the main event because she is in it. Which just the way I'm sure Becky's gonna be showing up at Ric Flair's 70th birthday party on Monday and ruining it. We then had, now last night I said it was Aleister Black getting the short end of the stick. Ricochet has his match next, but guess who he has it against? Eric Young of Sanity. Now, Sanity, of course, was on the pre-show 10-on-10 tag team Survivor Series match that apparently against SmackDown was not supposed to win. But this is the first time apparently someone said since September, any member of Sanity had a match at all on SmackDown, which is completely pathetic. They just haven't given these guys a chance. And it wouldn't surprise me, like Ty Dillinger, if they request their release. Again, I'll get into Ty Dillinger some other time. But so yeah, this match was all right. It was just, the match was what it was. Ricochet didn't really do as many, fancy stuff as he did last night. The only stuff I remember him really doing was a triangle drop kick, taking out Alexander Wolf off the ropes. He does a Suzuki special take on Killian Dane and Eric Young, taking them outside, which Eric Young has busted open, and he has a 630 senton on Young to get the victory. So not a bad match. It's just last night I felt they made a bigger hype for him, and this match just felt like they just kind of toned him down. So I definitely like the match he was involved, even though last night's match, again, what I didn't like about the tag matches and last night, I felt like, again, the match was about to, put over Ricochet, but I felt they didn't give him too much time in the ring. I felt, even though I understand they're trying to tell the story with, Leo Rush trying to, redeem himself against Bobby Lashley, against Finn Balor, since, he ruined Bobby Lashley the night before, even though they never showed them making up or whatever, but it made no sense. But yeah, this match was what it was. We see the New Day backstage being interviewed, where Xavier Woods says this didn't happen overnight. Kofi's been grinding this for 11 years, to which they cite things to show how long 11 years is. Kofi talked about everybody on Twitter's had his back, and this is wild, and none of it would have happened without his brothers, Biggie and Xavier Woods. They were the ones that pushed for him to be the guy in the chamber, and he loves them. But now it's time to introduce his other friend. His first name is Mo. His last name is Menem, and they're gonna keep it going. And then they hold up a sign that says Kofi Mania on it, which is apparently trending big time on Twitter now. And it sets up for our main event. We got the same handicap promo from Kevin Owens last night also. We then get entrances, and Daniel Bryan comes out last, of course, get on the microphone saying, small-minded skeptics have oppressed the great minds through history. Thomas Becket, Joan of Arc, Socrates. And so, too, they tried to oppress him in the chamber, but he did survive because he follows a higher purpose to enlighten and educate. And he's going to do once more, but he says no one in the ring is going to be his opponent at Fastlane, because none of them were able to defeat him inside the Elimination Chamber, although Kofi almost did, Brian. But we had the main event. It was AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, and Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, and Samoa Joe. It was a bad match. It was solid. It wasn't, the best six-man tag match I saw. But, of course, this match, nothing really too hot happened until, Styles came in, had a good sequence on Bryan towards the end. And then Kofi came in and just, tore it all up again. Of course, there was a couple times, twice, though, when Randy Orton hit like that, slammed Kofi into the announce table twice, apparently. But then it comes down to Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan again being the legal ones in the ring. Kofi's just going nuts, just like taking everyone out, just flying off the top rope. Of course, I love when he does that trust fall senton when he took out both Bryan and Rowan. He also did some type of big flip also to take out everyone outside the ring. But then after he took out Bryan and Rowan inside, he got Bryan back into the ring also. He hit the Trouble in Paradise, and yes, once again, for the second week in a row, Daniel Bryan gets pinned clean on SmackDown, which again, as champion, again, 2 weeks in a row kind of makes me a little head scratching, but I can kind of forgive it, with where this was going to lead to. Because afterwards, Shane McMahon came out and announced that Kofi Kingston will be getting a title shot at Fastlane, and the crowd erupted. And even AJ Styles and Jeff Hardy gave him the nod as well. And guys, again, I'm sorry I kind of rushed this, but that was a show. Again, it was again, I know it was really the greatest episode of SmackDown, but there's still things I enjoyed on it for sure. Again, the only thing I really did not enjoy again was the stuff with Asuka and Mandy Rose, because it just made Asuka look like an idiot. But I'll check the live chat one more time in a second here before we go off the air. But my polls on Twitter, 12 votes here for what grade would you give SmackDown Live. 50% said A, 42% said B, 8% said C. Nobody said anything lower. And what show did you enjoy more this week, Raw or SmackDown Live? 10 votes, 90% said SmackDown, 10% said Raw. Again, I'm gonna give this show a B. I'm gonna give this show again a B. Again, only mainly because again, everything was nothing was like astronomical. And the best match, definitely, I agree that Lauren said, was definitely Black and Andrade, which is awesome. But this show did at least give me more hype for Fastlane. I mean, I did feel, other than Alistair, the NXT call-ups didn't feel like they had as hot of a night as last night. But again, other than Asuka and Mandy Rose, I guess also everything else was still solid, I thought, for the most part. Let's see in the live chat what we got here. Let me see here. Wait, let's check what we got here. Where were we at? I think right here. Bryan versus Cena versus Joe versus Kofi. I don't think we're going to be getting that big of a title match at Mania, Lauren. But it wouldn't be a bad match for sure. Can't wait to see Owens return for sure. How do you feel about DX getting to the inducted? I'm happy. I'm happy about it too. It would be nice to see China get inducted on her own, but I'm still happy about it. Why are NXT stars going to both rosters? Again, I don't know. I don't know why they're doing that all of a sudden. Again, it works for these four, but the original 5 or 6 that they did before. It's not working for them. Now they're all been pushed aside and doing nothing right now. I think Ciampa Gargano will be winning the tag team gold soon, which I wouldn't be opposed to that. Miz and Shane is going to be happening at Mania, which I pretty much think. She thinks that Shane will be the heel, which again, I don't. I'd rather see Miz the heel. Miz is not meant to be a long-term babyface. Maurice is pregnant again. How about that? I want to see either Bryan versus Cena, Bryan versus Kobe, Bryan versus Owens, or Bryan versus Miz. I guess most of those would be all right. Again, I just don't know how Bryan versus Miz storyline with Miz as the babyface would work. I just don't see it happening. But that's what we want to see again. Cool as always. It needs to step up their game. Because Mania is 47 days away. It needs to step. Is Jericho still under contract with WWE? Nope. Raw fans in Louisiana made the list. Well, again, in Lafayette made the list, not in New Orleans. New Orleans was good tonight. Are the Usos heel? Not too sure. DIY versus Sanity would be epic, which it would be. I don't think they had a match in NXT. I don't think, but it would be awesome. Triple H versus Ambrose apparently is rumored. Interesting. I didn't hear about that one. Would you rather see Becky versus Ronda, Bryan versus Kobe versus or Lesnar versus Rollins at main event Mania? Oh, for sure, Becky and Ronda. Well, even if it's a triple threat, either way, that Raw Women's title match has to win for sure. Dean and Elias had the shortest turns in history. Seems like it. What was the point of Dean's heel turn again? They want to make him a heel, but the gimmick they gave him just did not work for it. That's why it didn't go through me. It was one of the things where they tried, but it didn't work. So again, I'll get into more of why Dean Ambrose whenever I do the turn. Like, I'll try to do it sometime tomorrow, guys, but I can't promise you anything. Aleister Black and Andrade wasn't and will never be as good as Takeover New Orleans. Oh, for sure was, but it's still a solid match. These two do have good chemistry. Truth versus Rusev versus Nakamura. I also say what happened at Fastlane, or I say maybe Truth versus Andrade to give Andrade the U.S. title, have him and Mysterio for the U.S. title at Mania. I want to see. Fastlane is 3 weeks away. What's the point of having Mania 4 weeks after that? Again, I don't even know why they're having this pay-per-view. Where's our Truth? They disappear like little Jimmy. Hasn't been seen since the night he won the title, which I don't get why. Of course, again, that title is so pointless. People are saying Black is the new Wyatt. No, he's not the new Wyatt. No, for sure not. He's his own entity itself. Gargano and Ciampa versus the Bar was solid. Again, it was solid, but I like their match with the Revival last night a little bit better. Jeff Hardy is definitely cool. Again, DIY aren't really, again, they're still heels in NXT for sure. Both Gargano and Ciampa, even though Gargano, you can say, still doesn't fully trust Ciampa in NXT, but I still say that doing this the way they are doing it this week, I feel is forgivable because it's not more so about showcasing their characters. It's more so showcasing their talents and kind of again for those who don't watch NXT, those watching seeing DIY get feel where they're coming from. That way when they feature on the main roster, you kind of get a feel of why these two we're kind of reliving the history. I feel with this run. Basically they're having. So they're not faces. This is just a temporary thing, I feel. It's nothing really to, get that bent up all over about. Kobe versus Styles or Styles versus Hardy would be awesome. Kobe versus Orton, Joe versus Orton would be awesome. If Gargano and Ciampa are still champs on NXT, why on the main roster? Again, I read somewhere that Triple H feels that some of these bigger stars, it's better to bring them up more, slowly and kind of get the crowd to warm up to them. You're not going to all out and push it, but more so just up there just to showcase what they can do. That's why I said before, character-wise, they shouldn't really be too serious right now. It's more so just showcasing themselves now before they get booked more seriously on the main roster. Triple H knows business better than Vince for sure. Rock or Taker or DX headline this year's Hall of Fame. What happened? Which woman besides China will be in this year? I have no idea, but DX is definitely headlining. Victoria, Sable, Michelle, and Eve possibly. Melina also would be a good one as well. Lacey Evans walking down the ramp and not saying anything is already getting old. Yeah, I definitely agree. And the thing is also because, again, I wasn't feeling her for the main roster yet at all. Like, I really feel, again, she's just gonna be that victim of Vince McMahon just seeing, you know, a blonde hair, blue eye girl that, you know, he's just gonna give this super push to just because of her appearance. Again, like, I didn't hate her in NXT, but I just didn't think she was that. I really didn't think that big of her yet in NXT, in my opinion. Lana Bruce said the Bella Twins are not returning to Total Divas. Interesting, which kind of good, I guess. Lacey and Asuka, again, like, you know, what did Lacey do in NXT? She deserves to get this big mega push all of a sudden. Again, like, I want to, again, I'm going to try to do my WrestleMania card predictions before I leave for my trip, but I want to see Asuka and Kairi Sane at WrestleMania. That's the match I want to see. Asuka and Kairi Sane. And it would be a freaking awesome match. I heard about Naomi and Usos want to be fired. Orton and Usos possibly to AEW. Usos could, but Orton, yeah, I agree, he's too low WWE. Asuka does deserve better. She'll post a fast lane predictions tomorrow, Thursday. 2018 awards will be Thursday or Friday as well. Yeah, I'll try to check them out, but again, I leave for my trip on Thursday. She's checking out. Thank you for joining us, Lauren. Mandy Rose probably face Asuka at Fastlane in a rematch for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Yeah, I think that's what happened there. I'll try to get my thoughts out on Dillinger as well. Where's Big Show? I don't know. Again, I personally still starting to believe they only had him paired with the Bar for a month just so he can make Drake Maverick wet himself. But I feel like Big Show is just an attraction now. It's doing more stuff more behind the scenes and whatnot. So, like, I'm not upset that he's not around all the time, but he's definitely a Hall of Famer for sure. I want to see Mustafa Ali and Jeff Hardy. That'd be good. I'm not sure when Ali's coming back. Owens is definitely fun and entertaining. WWE, yeah, it's definitely missing without him. We need Sammy and KO for sure. The main event was fun for what it was. We got Sumadinsky District saying hi from the Jest in Russia. If I mispronounced that, I apologize. Thank you for joining us. Mark gives SmackDown, but also, yeah, he says he's checking out. Good night, get some sleep. I thank you guys for watching. Again, since this is, well, again, I will take my shower and quickly do my 205 live review. Then I'm going straight to bed. But again, tomorrow, again, it's gonna be a very, very chaotic day for me. Again, me getting ready for my trip and everything on Thursday. So just remember that, guys. No top 10 special this week because of my trip. And again, next week I will try to get, you know, any videos up for anything for Raw and SmackDown and the usuals when I'm able to. I probably won't be able to do them live, but if I don't do them live, I'll just pre-record them and then upload them whenever, you know, I get the chance to do so. It's good. I'll be away for a whole week visiting my sister next week. So no top 10 special this week. I come back next Thursday, depending on how tired I am, because I have to be at the airport for 4 a.m. Central Time next Thursday. So I'll probably be pretty tired when I get home, unless if, you know, I sleep on the plane. You know, I have a 4-hour layover though in Houston. But anyways, yeah, so again, like, I will probably do my 205 live review after I take my shower. There's only going to be 10-15 minutes. Not much to talk about that show anyways. And then I will be back up here tomorrow to do NXT UK and NXT. I'll try to get a video out on Ty Dillinger. I'll try to get the turn look. And there's a couple of videos, but I have stuff I have to do tomorrow, guys. Like, I have to do tomorrow and do it before I leave on Thursday. So, guys, again, just be patient with me over the next week or so, and, you know, we should be back, you know, smooth sailing when it gets to March 1st. Which also, by the way, on March the 1st, day after I get back from my trip, I'm going to do an NXT live event right here in my hometown. So I'll be able to, you know, see some people live in action, which should be pretty awesome. Although I'm in standing room only seats, but cool with me. But yeah, guys, that is it for my SmackDown review. Again, guys, thank you for staying patient with me and whatnot, and all these technical difficulties I had tonight. But again, I'll be back up here after I take my shower for my 205 live review, guys. So once again, guys, slap like on the video, subscribe, more content on my channel, follow me on Twitter at TheManAir93. Until then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll see you guys all in probably about a half hour for my 205 live review. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your night, and peace out, everybody.